Okay guys, before we start the Nova video, I'll show you a little bit of what I got here. I got about 150 junk cars around here. Now, I know a bunch of you don't like the last couple of videos of me wrecking these cars, but basically what I'm doing is it's the end of the year and I had a lot of bills. Gotta pay property tax, yearly car insurance, bunch of stuff like that, and I got thousands of dollars spent on that. I got thousands of dollars to spend on the Nova. Buying them door panels for 500 bucks just kind of hit home. And so I'm crushing off some of these cars. Okay, I get, you know, $400 to $500 a car, truck, if they're heavy enough. So I had a few that run, so I just decided to wreck them. Whatever, put an axe through them, try to blow up the engines before going over to the scales. Okay, you see all this junk. Yeah, this one here would bring 400 bucks. So I had a few that run, and why not just kind of make a video? I know some of you all don't like it, but I'm going to my brother come over for a few days, so we made a few videos, and then we wrecked a couple of them. He's coming over tomorrow, I believe. We'll probably wreck a couple more. These big old Cadillacs should bring about 400. Now, like that van I wrecked, I had that thing for a year. Tried to sell it for 500. No takers. The thing is just had a knocking motor. It's just a pile of crap. 300,000 miles on it. So what's the difference? You take it over the scales, and I got 400 for that. I can't believe that little minivan was that heavy. So I got 400 for that. And what's the difference? Whether it goes over the scales without a scratch on it or smashed to smithereens with a blown motor, it don't matter. Okay, so just thought I'd mention that. This thing here runs. I may use that as a yard truck. I haven't started in about a year. Okay, I buy these cars for the cats. I make a lot of money on the catalytic converters. And then I keep them around here for a while, selling parts. Parts business been a little bit slow. So I just decided to crush a bunch and get some money together so I can continue on with the Nova. Okay, so just clear that up. If you don't like watching them videos, don't watch them. But the main goal of this channel is to fix up these old muscle cars, classics. So we will start the video next segment. Welcome folks to Clunkers and Classics. Got my two helpers here, Kitty and Puppy. Okay, I took a couple of days off, so weather was a little cold and had a relative come visit. And just unplugged the radio. 214-4273-810-214. Okay, we're going to try to wrap up the interior. I did get the new sill panels in since the last video. Put them in, but I still need the extensions for the rear. I haven't ordered them yet. Went ahead and painted the rear door armrests, ashtray thing there. I still need a passenger pillar post for the dash to the roof there. If anybody's got one, let me know. I started sanding down this air cleaner to paint, and I'm going to sand it some more. I guess I'm going to use it. The only ones I could find for one barrel were little round chrome ones. They're only about 15 bucks, but they're real small and I don't really like them. What I may do, when I was in automotive shop class in high school, I remember the shop teacher says the cheapest or the best way you can get horsepower for free is to drill holes in your air cleaner. But of course, when you have a V8, you can flip it like this, and it sticks up about that high. So it's the same thing, but with this air cleaner, it's like that, so there's no air. So I thought I'll just drill a bunch of holes in the side here, because this factory air cleaner probably isn't worth a whole lot. I mean, I got some that have the dual snorkels that I wouldn't butcher up. But this one I might, I don't know, just put a bunch of holes in here, drill a bunch of holes evenly so air can get in. More air can get in than just this. So I don't know, I may do that. Put some rust treatment, paint that later. Anyway, got that done. Okay, and I got the door panels in from Speedway. Every place I looked were either they didn't know when they could ship them, or it was like a month out, maybe, expected date, the end of the month, crap like that. And even Speedway, I got them here from Speedway, see on the box. The set, and the price-wise have gone way up, because like a year or two ago when I did my 69 Chevelle over there, I think it was about 300 bucks for the front and the back. Cheapest I found, well, it was like, anyway, Speedway wanted $440 plus tax. I don't know, I think it came out to like $467, tax, shipping, and everything. But they were selling them by the sets, front and back, but they were back ordered. You know, they didn't know when you could do it. So I just looked up the separate fronts. Well, they had them in stock, shipped in 3 days. And then they had separately the two rears. It ended up being the same price, $440 something. So I thought, well, I'll just order them separate then. But the, my cigarette. The rear panels right here are $71.72 is how they listed it. Now these are full door panels with, you know, it has the weather stripping type stuff, and this is metal here instead of, I heard somewhere plastic, that's metal. Okay, so these are $71.72, and then the fronts are supposed to be $69.70. That's why they didn't have a full set in $71.72, say. But I was looking at the pictures, so these front ones are $69.70. I'm sure they're a little bit different design than $71.72, but it matches the $71.72 rears. See? And like I said, they're fully assembled. Has a weather strip here, has a little thing for the door lock, has the Nova emblem on it, all that stuff. So, and I lined it up there because I heard, I think maybe it was 68 only, or one of them, that the lock handle's different. It's over on a different spot or something like that. But I just lined it up there on the door, and everything lines up. The window winder, door lock, everything. But I just noticed in this, I'm missing the lever for the lock. I'm not putting these on until after it's painted, but I'm missing the little lever that comes from here up. But I'm going to do the rear first. I wanted to get the rear all situated, but I got to change that window channel first. So I'm going to get in there, lube up all the tracks in there, make sure that window goes up and down good, change the window channel, rubber stuff, and then put the door panel in, door panels, and then mount that seat in. The seat's not mounted in, it's just sitting there. Same with the back. The back's not bolted in, it's just slid in the top. So that's the plan now, is to do the rears and get all that done, except for I'll have to order. So I put $500 in my PayPal, and the door panels took all of it. So now I got to put some more money in there and get these little sill plate extensions for 50 bucks and order a bunch of other little stuff. So anyway, that's the plan right now, is to do that. And then I don't know if I'll do it right away, but I have to do these window channels here and this door here. So I may film some of that. And then of course, like I said, I'll leave these door panels off till after it's painted, because I got to take off the handle and locks and everything and then put them back on after it's painted. But anyway, I can get it all situated. Okay, so if y'all need any door panels right now and you don't want to wait a month to 6 months or something, look up. Just keep looking and looking and find the front separate and the rear separate like I did in Speedway. So all the prices were about the same, 400 and something bucks for them panels. Have gone up over 100 bucks in the last year or two. Crazy, but what can you do? You need them. And I don't even have the old ones to make something like the 78 I did. I had the old crappy door panels and I just recovered them. But I couldn't do it with this because I don't even have the old panels. I think I had one rear panel, but the main thing is the 2 front panels. I don't have them. Okay, so we're gonna get that done. Then we're gonna move on, I think, to the body work. We're gonna start the body work. So I'll be back when I get some progress done. Okay, folks, I'll show you what I've been up to here the last few days. I've been putting in that window channel run, and it's the right kit for the right year. You know, it's this channel here, which you put in there and inside here when the glass runs. So the factory is this right here. It's kind of hard rubber and metal, and that goes in there. And this one runs up like this in there, and you take where them holes are, they're screws, so you take them out with screws. Now the new stuff doesn't fit inside there, so I don't know what they expect you to do. So I just took them out and put this in there, siliconed them in, and just left them in like that. I had the glass. Here's the glass. It takes one clip there, which holds it in, and then this little clip, watch out kitty, break the glass. This little clip here goes in this channel here. If you can see this little edge here, that's where this runs in. Let me see if I can get it in here with one hand. See, it slides in there and keeps the window in there. So when you wind it up, that little pivot stays in there and then runs up this channel here. So the only problem with just putting in the window channel stuff here, the new stuff, is there's no lip in there for this little plastic deal to go on. So basically you have to kind of grab it with your hand while you roll it down, because this is the only thing holding it. So you open it and just kind of hold it with your hand and guide it down, and then go push it up. Let's try the other side here. I haven't done this side yet. Oh, I got to handle. So I don't know if it was best to leave the old stuff in or what. See, this is how it works. See, the little pivot holds it in there. And here's the only clip that holds it on. You just pop that clip off and the whole window comes out. But you got to take the window out, put in this channel here. So when you go up, actually, you know, when you try to go up, it's kind of tight anyway, factory wise. You got to kind of pull it up with your hand, get it started, and it goes up like that. So basically, without that pivot, you gotta hold it, hold your hand and get it, help it goes up. So I guess that's the way they expect you to fix it, because I don't know. I haven't checked, but I don't know if anybody makes this stuff. So you can put this factory stuff back in. Okay, then, whatever you want to call these, a window felts or fuzzies. I have a set extra from my 74 GTO, basically the same. And I think they were inner outer, already had like an inner set or an outer set or something. So these are extra, so I'm going to use them instead of spending $100 on new ones. So the driver's window here, and I just cut it to fit, because you know the 73 and up don't have the vent window in it, so it was longer. So I just cut it there and made it fit. Okay, this one here, if you remember, Kitty, you're right in the way. Watch out. If you remember, somebody had, I don't know, I think they put a screwdriver in there to open it, lock their keys in the car or something, and a big sliver of glass was cut out of it. So to change this and the felt and everything over, you got to take this vent window out anyway. So this is off the 68 four-door parts car. Okay, the whole assembly does not fit, just the window. You have to take the window out by taking this little bolt here out, and this little pivot thing here, which slides over, and it's actually riveted in there on top of this frame for this. So what you got to do is grind them two rivets off, and then I just put a couple of tack welds. Okay, so I probably should have replaced all this rubber while I was at it, but I didn't have it handy. I can do it later. Basically, to take that whole assembly off is these 3 screws here, and then this 7/16 right here. And you loosen the window, let the window down by this little deal here, and you twist it, the whole frame, and it comes out. So it's got the new window channel run here. You got to cut it. Then this piece along here, you got to cut it, and this piece down here goes all the way down. Okay, then you screw this on there. The new factory one, don't know if I got the old one. It has little clips that clip in a hole, but this one I had to drill and put a few screws in there. Okay, so you put a little dab of silicone in here behind the window channel run to hold it. And there it is, all sealed up real good. So this is done. Probably should have replaced this rubber kit here. May do it later on, who knows. Then replace this. I'll put that window back in, roll that up while you got it all apart. Make sure you lube all the window regulator and everything. And then down in here, I sprayed some rust neutralizer down here, and then some black paint over it. So get all that, because all I'm doing is going to put that clip back in the window, and then I'm going to put that panel on, the new panel that I got. Okay, new panel, and then this is the, right here is where that little pillar post goes. So I'm going to put that panel on, pillar post here, and get all that done. Except I don't have the the rocker extension sill panel here. That's okay, I can put that in later. Okay, so that's where I'm at. One side done, I got the other side to go. The weather's hit and miss. 70 degrees one day, 40 degrees the next day. So it's taken a while. Okay, so I'll be back when I get some more stuff accomplished. Okay guys, I got the this rear panel in here. It fit okay, except for I don't know if it's supposed to stick out to the end here or not. I guess it don't matter too much. The handles, or the armrest with the ashtrays that go there, I don't know if they even come in Novas. I had that pair for the Chevy. There's no holes in the panel for it, or no little things on the back to punch out for the hole like there was for this. And then there's no, and you see on this side there's no holes for it. It's supposed to be, what, 2 or 3 or 4 holes. So I guess this car never came with them. I don't know if they're an option or what. Okay, then I put on this trim piece here. Gonna put that on after this. This windlace stuff they call it, this is just some old stuff I think out of the 68 parts car. I stuck on there, and it's wide enough to butt up against there, but I think there's supposed to be caps on the top. Some type of cap. You can see that little screw right there. It's supposed to be some type of cap up there, and I looked on eBay. I didn't see any. I don't even know if they sell them. Then I put this piece on there, the pillar. I sanded it all down and everything, but there's all rust pits in it. So I'm missing the passenger side, so I may just buy a pair. I don't know. I just put that one in just to see what it looks like. Looks pretty good. Okay, so I got all the window channel run and the door and this back piece. I don't like this trim here. Let me get out because I'm fixing to do this, the passenger side now, and I don't have those pieces I was telling you. They're flat, and this is curved right here. So what I did on the other side was I cut the old felt off, and then cut some off the window channel run, I think, and actually siliconed and screwed it onto here on the other side. So I don't know if I want to do that. And same with these pieces here. I don't even know if I'm going to replace that. I got the door handle on there. Door handle. Because I'd rather have that factory. See, this piece here screws in, and so does this. This isn't that bad. You can still feel it's not completely worn out. But see, this is where that little pin with a groove slides up in there. And yeah, actually you got to help this side up a little bit too. Kind of hard to do it with. Help it up, see, and then it just stays in there, slides in. Whereas that side, if you take out the factory stuff and just put in that window channel, that little pin doesn't have a place to groove it. So I don't know, I may just leave this. I'll probably take the window out, because it only goes down that far. I guess from the factory, it doesn't go down all the way, it just goes down to there. Okay, and all you gotta do is take off this pin and pull it out. Well, you have to slide it now with the pivot down and then pull it out. And then I may just, see, this is all disintegrated here. So I may try to put some type of deal on there so it doesn't leak water inside. And I think that's all I'll do. Now this door here, I'm going to replace it all because it's easy. But you do have to take, see, this is all part of it here, all busted. You do have to take this out, but it's not that bad. It's just the one bolt here and the 3 screws, and you tilt it and pull it out, and then you put in your window channel right there. Then you can put it back in, and then start here, you cut it, you start here, put a piece there, and then you put a piece down there, and put a little silicone behind it to keep it in. Then of course I got the new piece that I have to cut, like the other side of the whatever these are called, sweeps or something. You see there's nothing on the window. So I'm going to do this door. This door I'm just going to do this piece, and I think that's it. And I'll look around, see if somebody makes this new, but I don't know if they do. I mean the factory pieces. But it doesn't look like it'll leak. I mean, I'll have to touch up. That's all got primer and overspray crap on it. But okay, so anyway, let me get that done. And oh, the rear rocker piece here, it really doesn't look that bad. I don't know if I'll buy them. We're supposed to, I guess, go from about here and join this somehow. But hell, it doesn't look that bad. I think I'll just probably leave it. I don't know, say 50 bucks. Put them in later or something. Okay, so anyway, I'll be back. Okay, guys. We got this panel in. Put that in there. I got a piece of the weather stripping on this and glued and screwed it to the original chrome piece. You can see it's really sealed up there. I did find on eBay these parts there, the rigid part. They're 117 bucks just for the rear. But this piece here doesn't have the little deal to hold the clip in. So I don't know what good it is. Anyway, like I said, I reused this one. I don't think it's going to leak there. I'm mainly worried about the water coming in here. We got that sealed up good. As far as this trim, I found this little factory piece here. I guess it was from this car in a box of crap that went on like that. And you can see it's just got a little factory end on it there. So anyway, we can't use that. And it looks pretty short. This piece here is, I think, from the 68. I'm going to put some silicone in behind here to hold it in. But I think these door panels are, well, it'll fit a little bit. It doesn't fit above here. They're a little bit off. And this door hole is it too far back or too far forward, whatever. You can't move it forward. So I kind of needed it a little bit more forward there, so this strip would go over top of it. But anyway, that's going to be good enough. That ain't no show car. And really, if it was a show car, you would take all these out, these windows here, this window, and leave them all out till after you paint it so you can get all paint in here. But mine isn't that bad. I mean, if yours is rusty and stuff, go ahead and sand it all down, prime it, put some spray paint on there if you're going to put this on and then paint it. But I just don't like leaving a whole car apart, or most of the car apart, before I paint it. And this ain't no big deal to me. Now, same with this piece here. I got that new piece and I'm putting it on there. Now really, I should probably paint in there, but like I said, it's not rusty or nothing, so I think it'll be okay. Okay, so we got 3 doors done, or 3 windows done. This is the 4th. Now, as you can See here, if you wind it down, it's going to stop right there. So what you got to do is this little stopper. I already started loosening it. This little stopper here. Right there. Go ahead and take that out. Then your window can go all the way down. Okay, I can't see too good. I think there was a screw there and a screw there. And you pop this up with a razor or a screwdriver. Okay, this piece here, same thing. Just take off one bolt right here. Okay, you pop that out, but you got to take off these 3 screws here, which I'm fixing to do. Take them 3 off, and then you got to wiggle. You got to wiggle this whole thing around and kind of pull it out. Okay, so I'll be back in a second. Okay, you give it a twist and just bring it out like that. There you go. Okay, this molding here didn't have 2 screws on it, just has those clips. But like I said, I'm going to have these extra from the 74 GTO. See, so we're gonna mount them. I gotta cut it. I'm gonna mount that like that. See, and then just drill a bunch of screws basically where those holes are there. But we're not going to do that until we put this vent window back in. So anyway, this is where you want to put the new window channel run, right here, all the way down here. You cut it there and do that first, put it back in. Well, no, you got to do the 2 ends. See this one here? I got to get a screwdriver and pop that out, I think. There we go. Okay, but since that vent window's out, what you can do is grab this window and push it. Okay, you can push it towards the front, and that way you got access to this channel here. You probably can't see in there, but I'm gonna have to see. There it is. See, that's curved, but the piece you're gonna get new isn't. So one second piece on the vent window track, put them 2 in, put this one in first, move the window back, put it on the vent window, put the vent window back, and then you can do this top one here across. Okay, and then once you get that vent window in, then you put the felt molding. This molding, if you got the factory one, it'll go in there, but see, it goes a little bit past the mirror frame like that. So you got to put the mirror in first, so when you take the mirror or the vent, it doesn't hit the edge of this. Okay, and I'll probably put a little silicone in there just to hold it in and clean it out, blow it out with air. But you can see how mine, there's no rust or nothing here, so I'm not too worried about it. But if it's yours, like I said, sand all this and put some primer and paint there. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm in the south, but if you guys are up north, do that. Okay, well, let me do that and I'll be back. Okay guys, got it all back together. One piece there you have to cut, and then do the one piece up here, cut it, and then what I did, put this back in, and then put this piece from here to here and silicone it in real good, and I pulled these down and I silicone down, you know, 7-8 inches, something like that. Okay. So you just roll it up, fits right in there nice and snug, and probably just leave it up till the silicone dries. I'm going to pull this down and do this strip right here, and then roll it up, and I'll be done. Like I said, see how this this got to go in here about an inch, about like that. But what you got to do is you got to cut this little rubber right here, cut a little shape out of there, and that will slide in. Ugh. Anyway, once I cut that off, it'll slide into here. Okay, so I'm gonna do that, and I'll be back when I get that done. Okay guys, I got this felt fuzzy molding in there. Dabbed a little bit of silicone around the edges, so she should be watertight. Put the back seat in. So the interior is done. So we're putting on them door panels after it's painted. Gotta lube the hinges. Okay, that's gonna wrap up this part of it. Not sure what else I can do next. Weather's just been pretty cold here, but I get a few hours in the daytime to work on it when the sun's out like it is now. And then it just gets freezing down to 30 something degrees. Okay, so I may be back, or this video may end. I don't even know how. I got so much stuff on my camera SD card that I don't even know how many minutes this whole thing lasted, but or that's going on so far. I'm gonna do a patch panel video. That'll probably be next. I'm gonna put on the quarter panel patches on here, take off the rear bumper, put them on there, because I think it's all body work left. I've got a few little miscellaneous things, but anyway, thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see y'all next video.